Hello, and welcome back to a very special and canonical episode of the Force Commander's Guide to Purging Nurgle. I'm Jade Star, joined as always by my favorite friend, who is probably sustained by ruinous and mystical warp energies, Polish.
It's actually more like green tea ice cream right now.
Oh, okay, nice. Didn't really think you could substitute, warp energies for green tea ice cream.
No, the warp energies aren't as delicious. They're not a good substitute.
Next bloom wave is here. And there's one next to us. But it's kind of a small one, and it's the Protect the Servitors mission. Which, depending on the order I post these videos in, we haven't seen yet. But also, spoiler, I'm not going there. The non-canonical Lost 35th episode, which I fully played out, recorded, commentated on, and then somehow lost the save file for, was a Servitor mission. So that will probably be posted after this video. Although, none of these Bloom missions are really threatening, like a 0 to 1, a 1 going to 2, and I think another 0 going to 1. So this is kind of a relaxed Bloom spawn cycle.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like you'd have enough time to get both.
It's done. I've attuned the Codex Toxicus to the strain. I can feel the Reaper's vile presence within.
For any other citizen of the Imperium, this act would bring a death sentence. Yet you...
Yet I what? Skirt heresy? Do you think I enjoy the strain this task requires? This is my duty, Purifier. When this Reaper manifests, I trust you will do yours. Your knights must be ready, Commander. The time has come.
I can't not see the little air quotes that she does when she says, "This is my duty."
I don't think that's she's got her hand up and kind of and then she points towards Ektar, but she points with her thumb and pinky for some reason.
But she's wiggling her fingers. She's totally making air quotes there.
I didn't see it that way. Alright. Well, this is the Blue Reaper, Malethani, the Harvester. Malethon, whatever. We will be seeing him probably in 2 videos time, because we're going to go hit these 2 Bloom missions, and then in between the, Bloom season, probably head over there. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Alas, the worst glorious deed. I did see this earlier.
Yeah.
It appears that you did not. I could
No.
pick up another chaplain, though.
I could. I don't really intend to. I mean, I suppose I could, in theory, have fished the chaplain recruit just to check on their skills or traits, but that's kind of tedious, and we've already invested, 2 requisition retraining Chaplain Santor.
No, it's more of the question of, you just don't get access to the advanced classes except randomly.
It's true.
And the one pick that you get.
Speaking of Santor, I think we're going to see him today.
Well, yeah, we didn't see him in the non-canonical episode. Well,
Oh, yeah.
we didn't see him except in the non-canonical episode.
Right. So Santor's still only level 2, which unfortunately means a lot of his abilities are not yet unlocked. But I am going to try to put him to good use, even without some of the Chaplain's key abilities.
Scans suggest Bloomspawn have infested these outskirts.
That is near a bustling underhive. How can they be so blind to the corruption?
Billions go about their pitiful daily lives oblivious to the affairs of their neighbors. Is it so shocking, Knight?
In the Imperium, it really ought to be more like trillions.
Well, maybe she meant on a per planet basis. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to explain litanies again because that's in the non-canonical Lost 35th mission. So the big deal about chaplains is that they have litanies that provide a passive aura sort of benefit. There's Litany of Hate, which grants anyone who executes an additional AP, and this is Litany of Crit Damage. And so those apply to everybody, well, the Knights. It doesn't apply to the Assassins. And they can provide really powerful passive buffs. I mean, time and time again, we've said when executes were easier to set up, running a chaplain with Litany of Hate and all of the points in Litany of Hate was just a machine. Like, you set up one enemy to be stunned, and you were gaining 5 AP out of the execute action, so you could set up incredible chains.
If it cost you fewer than 5 actions to set up that execute, you were AP positive on that.
Which is insane. The current weakness of Santor right now is if I wanted to run one of those litanies, which don't really want to right now, is that he only has 3 willpower, and it takes 1 willpower to activate a litany, and then it requires 1 willpower per turn to maintain a litany. Now, when you find better Crozius Azarium with the Eagle Staff, help me out, Alsh.
The Crozius Arcanums?
Yes. Did I get it right?
You're close.
Close. Right. Anyway, if you get one of those, starting I think around tier 2, definitely by tier 3, those can come up with the stat that remove the maintained upkeep of a litany. So you just spend 1 willpower at the start of the map, and you can have your litany going for the entire map. No further cost.
You will be silenced.
The only additional cost is if you needed to switch litanies for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, usually if you're going to be doing that, you do just pick one and then go, because it's so much more efficient to do that.
Foe sighted.
And typically I build around the assumption, or I guess the plan, that I'm going to be running a particular singular litany the entire time. And we're going to see that with Santor. I'm going to build him towards, let's see, Atonement of Guidance? Intonement of Guidance? The bottom left litany that leads to ranged crit chance. And to that effect, I think next mission, I bring him and you're going to see why. Or at least I'll have all of the pieces in place to make it really obvious why. Even if he's not quite leveled up enough. Really rude Overwatch at the start.
In an instant.
I mean, that guy's not even in cover, though.
That's true. Probably could just shoot him if I could, be at the appropriate range and deal enough. Did I not?
We bring death.
Oh, that's right.
You do have an interceptor.
Yeah. No, I'm curious. Oh, I know why.
A sour note.
So I was curious for a moment. I'm like, why didn't I cybolt that? Because I am operating under the assumption that Bosk does 5 damage per support fire. I will find out later that he doesn't have those 2 skill points assigned to go from 2 to 5.
He's still not upgraded. Based on his max HP.
I mean, he actually could be at this level and have that. It's just that he had some points upper right started out, so right. he got Ruthless Precision a little bit ahead of schedule.
Aye, sir. My blade is ever ready. My blade is
here, I think, is an order of operations decision. Run the Flamer first, or hit those power cells and see what it does to people. But I also don't want to miss the opportunity. Like, this is 4 hits. The power cells will throw people away. So I probably should take this first. Although, I'm still confused. The regular attack was showing it was only going to hit the heavy. Flames of Purity is showing it's going to hit 3. Fun fact, it's not going to hit the Bell guy because he's immune to anything that requires willpower.
Well, the regular attack only ignores half cover.
Yeah.
Flames of Purity does ignore full cover.
Yeah. I believe that's what they call saturation fire.
Your command.
It is weird that it didn't hit the Bell guy.
Um,
Oh, wait, he's immune to psychic attacks.
Yes.
Flames of Purity is a psychic attack.
Yep. I think I also, maybe when I was playing, confused myself by looking at the flame hazard on the ground. Would actually have hit all 4 of them, but that wasn't the attack I wanted to use.
Well, the problem with the flame hazard is it is just the hazard.
Yeah.
It doesn't do damage. Feels a little bit lame in that regard.
Opening fire.
It is finished.
I wish I had a little bit more AP, like somewhere on Purgator. No, not Purgator. Purifier, of course. Just another Fire Blast would have been great. But with 2 shots from Santor and Bosk, I have this easy.
Death to the enemy. So to the
Still have not
unworthy.
revealed at this point
At your service.
that he does only 2 damage. His support fire. It just hasn't come up yet.
Yeah. I don't remember when it does, but I remember looking at it while I was playing and being like, oh darn. It's just my inability to hold too many things in my head at once.
Cannot stop you.
Remembering that all of my interceptors are not perfectly interchangeable. I think, am I gonna be just short? Yeah, just short of killing this guy. But we took off his plasma gun, so it's not terrible. I forgot that the Grenadier is hiding over there behind those barrels.
He's kind of not a threat. What is he gonna do? Pin grenade you? Yes, he'll absolutely pin grenade you.
Yeah, but when there's one barely alive Bell champion, what do I care? Although I hate those guys, look at that.
The angels shall fall.
Barely a scratch.
Eat this.
Oh yeah, I hadn't ever noticed that before, but I'm pretty sure that Rao took 2 damage from the pin grenade because of the mutation.
I did notice that. I was a little bit surprised, but yeah, if mutation is +2 damage on grenades, I guess it would make sense.
I would have expected it to be, +2 damage to things that actually did damage, but it adding 2 damage to something that is otherwise AoE and no damage is... Well, I mean, it's great value for them. It's annoying to me.
Right. Being able to just write off grenadiers is not doing damage to you if you don't stay in the grenade.
Yep.
For Titan.
Statues are armor piercing.
I am with you.
I keep trying to find use for that, but I also forgot that I got belled, so he can't even use it.
For Titan!
I'm surprised you didn't run in for the,
Sanctified and purged!
deal. I guess
What?
because of the grenade, you don't have a... Oh, no, it's pinned. That's why you didn't get the full AP reset.
Right, yeah, the pin status.
Yes, Commander.
Looking back and see Bosk with 2
Comms off.
AP, and it's like, why didn't
Ready
you
for
get
battle.
the reset? You killed all the enemies.
Yeah.
Standing ready.
So I don't know if you caught it at the start when I was looking where the bloom spawn were. My plan was originally to go top right nest first and then cut left. So that's why I'm in this hallway doing this. I'm also doing this to kill a turn so that I don't carry pinned over between engagements.
Right.
What is your will?
But I also saw a seed pod in that other room.
Affirmative.
Your orders? Here now. Good as new.
My wrath is restored, brother.
My blade is ever
And there's a patrol headed right towards that seed pod. Which is all
There is corruption.
just me foreshadowing that I'm going to get distracted from my own previously planned route. Which, thanks to this elevation change, I can stack up at the bottom of these stairs and not get line of sight on that patrol so that I can charge in
Your
and I
orders?
feel a little bit more comfortable. And I also still need to wait a turn for some of the negative effects on my guys to go away.
Get rid of the silence.
Yep.
I was wondering if you're gonna, because it looked like for a moment you were gonna try and step up the stairs.
No, I was being really cautious about how far up the stairs I went. Because I didn't want to spot the patrol when I was like down here and still had negative status on me. I was also hoping that they wouldn't patrol that far into the factory floor.
I do like how, because that plasma conduit
Yeah,
gives you a pretty good
I am
idea
here to
of whether or
serve.
not you can actually see something from
We
those
strive.
locations.
yeah, that's why I had the mouse linger there. I was like, oh, if it's telling me as a move preview that I'll be able to see those like plasma cells or power cells that are right next to the patrol blip, I'm probably activating the patrol.
Yeah.
And it's just cultists, but like just 9 of them now.
Here. They will not see me here. Ah! The horror!
Commander, we've made contact
See, this is where the
with the
Purgator of the
enemy.
Silencer really shines, because you can stand up there and then just pick off each of them in sequence.
There's just so many of them, and it becomes, I don't know, like leg work to cross the distance between them, and they all spread in different directions. So there's like an entire full turn of like 15 tiles between the farthest one and the closest one.
Yes, Commander.
I don't know how many other heavy weapons that they had, but
There's at least
Given
2
a-
stubbers that I
yeah,
remember.
given a large enough
I've
number,
claimed the
that
seed.
the heavy stubbers can actually be problematic because they could lock down multiple people beyond your ability to do much about it.
At once.
The 2 in the far right are the heavy stubbers. I think one against one of those belts is a heavy stubber. Yeah, I can see him on the left there. So there's at least 3.
Yeah, the suppression doesn't care if you're in cover.
Santor.
Would like to kill that heavy stubber, but securing 2 kills versus a common injury seems more AP efficient.
You have been judged!
I guess the conveyor belt doesn't get destroyed.
Nah.
I was expecting that a little bit.
Gliding through the wall.
think I was being a little optimistic with what I was hoping that Santor could hit and reach with his really long-range bolter. This is kind of a rough setup for Rao, though, because everything's far away and spread out, which is exactly the opposite conditions you want for a Flamer.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's sort of the nature of the Purifier. Just with the way enemies automatically spread out, and... Well, I mean, this is not bad.
Yeah, better than I expected.
You don't tend to have a lot of good setups for hitting multiple targets at once.
Standing ready.
It can depend a lot on the map. A big factory floor like this, yeah, you're right, where it's bad. There's some maps, though, where the engagement areas are pretty narrow, and you can probably get good flamethrower use. And it also depends on the kind of enemies. Ranged guys spread out. Poxwalkers, Plague Bearers, just run straight at you and don't really pay attention to spacing.
It's true, but also depending on what their initial spreading is they may run at you sort of in sequence and not put themselves in a nice, easily flammable line.
Yeah.
Or they may just pick different targets. Kind of hard to flamethrower them when they're within your dudes.
Gods, grant me strength.
Well, they're within range. It's pretty easy. It's just, you gotta make a choice. Okay, and then also, I gotta ask for the, I understand it for the sake of gameplay and maybe tabletop, but shouldn't Space Marines and Power Armor basically be able to walk through fire and not care?
Yeah, but it gameplay conceit.
Yeah, okay.
By and large, the Power Armor is a sealed environmental suit.
Right, so I was thinking, it shouldn't really matter if we decide to hose our own men down in fire, right? Although I can imagine that would be...
It would matter if you were... Because, the tabletop, flamers are a weapon that exists and can injure Marines. It's not particularly high likelihood. Flamers don't have a really good AP. Or at least regular flamers don't. Even heavy flamers aren't going to penetrate the Space Marine.
I was also thinking that it would absolutely wreak havoc on armies that rely heavily on large unit counts in melee. I'm thinking Orcs or Terminids.
Tyranids. Terminids is the other.
Yeah, that's somewhere else where the other Space Marines fight. You get a group of tactical Marines engaged in, a fight with 700 Termagants or Hormagaunts or whatever they are. And you just hose the general vicinity down in fire.
And that sort of makes sense, except for the fact that on the tabletop, you have to walk your flamers up close. And at that point, you could have basically already been shooting them.
Your command.
Some of the other factions, like Imperial Guard Hellhounds,
Your orders?
can do a flamer template at range, and that is actually quite good.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Because you're not doing that narrow cone pointed at the enemy. You can actually, plant it across. The other thing is that, in general, well, yes, the Flamer is a good option for a lot of Tyranid units, because Tyranid units basically only have their cover saves to begin with, which template weapons deny you.
Reload required. Yes, Commander.
It doesn't really matter, because if you're only relying on the cover save, you're probably only getting a 5+ save to begin with.
No demon shall
So
avoid its
losing
fate.
1/3 fewer units from shooting is kind of a big whoop.
What is your will? Here.
I feel like losing a third less units is a big
Your
deal.
orders?
Well,
What is your will?
it depends on the volume of fire that you're getting.
Right, okay, yeah. This. So this is now me being extra distracted because I had to close the melee, and I activated a Bloom Spawn.
Activate another pod, and you got a Warp Rift. Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
because
Enemy sighted.
I did that with most of my AP used for the turn, too. I was really
Not
anticipating
ideal.
that being a kill and then getting the turn refresh, and nope, now I'm here. I don't like it. Too far away to get like Rao over there to just hose the general area down and fire. It would be nice if I could lay out a welcome mat of fire for whatever comes through that portal. Apothecary needs a reload. It's just the worst activation.
I feel like you had to have had worse ones.
Yeah, probably.
This is the greatest activation, but it's hardly the worst. You're getting the reinforcement pod without you being able to be in position for it. And then the other pod is going to walk up. You're also not even really in line of sight for most of that.
Yeah, the dip in the factory floor provides kind of a nice breakpoint to hide behind.
Assemble before the 14th Legion. Secure in position.
It's really not so bad. The Overwatch, again, protecting this Plague Bearer is kind of annoying. Chaplain is
Sort of wondering
What is your will?
if
farther
what
out
you're
of the
gonna do
way
is
than...
shoot the Plague Bearer under the idea that Bosk is going to support fire and then end up short.
Maybe. My first problem here is that Terminator armor only has 2 points up on the left and right side here, up the conveyor belts.
Right.
So that makes Santor much farther away than really needs to be.
And also one of the points up is covered.
Yeah. Oh, right, I remember this now. So we've had the stun grenades in the armory for quite some time. I don't think I've used them yet.
No, we haven't really pulled them out.
It's been a while, and I think I forgot the value of it. And by that I mean the actual amount of stun it does to the target.
I strike true.
Because that did 4 stun, which, as you can see, effectively didn't do anything because I forgot the numerical values of things. I was actually expecting that to just straight stun the Plague Marine.
Your orders?
However, he is at 2, and that puts him within range of the flamethrower. Or at least the stun value of the flamethrower. He's just so barely in range. I'm like, can I also get the Plague Bearer? No. The big nerdle plant is in the way.
Denounce.
So maybe not like the best premiere of the stun mines, but they can get better, especially if you start taking grenade pockets or armors that increase the area of effect of the stun mines, and have multiple targets next to each other instead of just one guy overwatching you. But it does lead
it's
to
also-
a very convenient execute.
Yeah,
Face me.
set up and execute. You have 4 night fights. You are getting the maximum value out of
Well
it.
destroyed, Commander. My blade is ever
You mentioned that.
ready.
Just as I, while playing this, thought about the maximum value and realized I could have been running Litany of Hate.
Well, Litany of Hate only gives you value if it's already in place.
Yeah.
If you have the choice of putting Litany of Hate up,
Han.
then all you're doing at best is
Breaking
transferring
even.
1 AP from
Yeah, from Chaplain to Interceptor.
to whoever does the execute.
Yeah. But also with his small willpower pool right now, I wasn't bothering with it. hey, you did in fact call it. That this would be the moment where I realized his support fire only does 2.
Yeah.
Fall!
Ruthless Precision. Saving me because he had auto-revive. I had forgotten about the Fly Priest down there too, which is unfortunate. But there wasn't too much I could do about it.
Unleash
I now have
me.
quite a lot of AP here, but these guys are really far away and both behind full cover. I'm trying to figure out just how to use it. But Harn has the armor-breaking Narthesium, so he's actually a really good candidate to go in melee, either of them. I think the real problem is that if I melee the Plague Marine like I'm looking at, I have to stand at the corner out of cover, and then the Terminator can just shoot or grenade him.
Same would
do
be
whatever.
true no matter which one you meleeed, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem when you can't melee from diagonals like you can in XCOM.
And then Rao is a little bit too far away to actually do much of anything. Like he's just not. There is no cover close enough to actually shoot them.
Kind of wanted to take away an avenue of approach with the fire, but it wasn't there. So it feels really bad having like 2 AP and not having any way of utilizing it.
I think maybe it might have been possible to like have Rao toss a grenade, knock one of them out of cover, and then
Advancing. We're close.
So
Harn
Find them.
about that, the grenade that Rao has doesn't have knockback.
Shields us.
Oh, which grenade does he have? Is he using the brain mine? No.
Yeah, he's using the Brain Mine. Because Purifier is intrinsically on the center bottom.
I have the grenade pockets.
Yep.
I will hold
Which also
the
includes area of effect.
Yeah.
So a Purifier can hold a single, like what other people would have as a single stun line, and have it have I think 2 or 3, and have the area of effect triple, because stun goes to 0.5, and if you take that pick, it goes to 1.5, so that's tripling.
Technically. Really, it just means that you are more likely to be able to hit 2 things that aren't perfectly adjacent.
Right. So unfortunately, here's this guy I forgot about. Stream of Corruption. I think it actually broke Bosk's armor. I was very confused by that, because it can inflict a random status effect, and you saw Santor resist. I didn't realize armor break was a random status effect.
It does seem a little bit strange, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, Random effect.
Random effect, yeah.
Which was apparently armor break.
Well, I mean, random effect doesn't necessarily imply a status effect.
I suppose you're right, but
It is just generic enough that I can sort of understand that.
yeah.
Annoying.
Gratitude.
I mean, ultimately, it's... I mean, I guess I'm losing that 1 point of armor for the rest of the map, but yeah, whatever. The
Wow.
medical skull and Bosk is
I am here to serve.
With all the 2 willpower, or no, 1 willpower teleports Bosk has been doing,
Gliding through the
really has been keeping up with only 5 willpower.
Well, interceptors get kills really often,
orders?
so yeah, you can probably be a lot more liberal with the usage of willpower than I am with interceptors.
I keep thinking, because like you very rarely do teleport strike because it's more expensive.
Yes.
But with your more upgraded interceptors, you got to start paying attention to just how low you let their willpower ever get.
With a level
Feels
9,
like you're still pretty conservative with how much willpower they actually have.
yeah, I was about to say, with a level 9 interceptor, you're probably right that I'm over conservative with it. Just because with support fire twice a turn, with ruthless precision possibly twice a turn, there's a lot of potential for interceptors to be getting a kill or 2 or 3 every turn to replenish willpower. And you know, we also have almost complete astropath coverage. So every time the bloomometer hits 100, that's another willpower back.
Jeez, Harn has the distance bolter, I guess?
Oh yeah. Harn is long range. Not only does he have like enormous distance range bolter, he has like range 19 skulls.
Well,
Not really.
I'm just thinking at this point, you could actually throw the stun mine.
Oh,
and
yes.
instant execute.
I guess.
I don't know that that's really all that valuable at this point, but
No. But you are right. And had I thought that I was going to get a pair of stuns back to back, I just chosen the stun critical hits.
I don't think it would really matter at this point. The 2 more stun would still require 1 more hit to move into execute range.
Wow, he's at 2
At that
HP,
point,
so,
he's
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
No, that's the value of the brain mine.
Doing stun damage without HP damage.
Is having the opportunity to turn around and say like, oh, this guy's at 4 stun. I can spend 1 AP, immediately put him into execute range.
Right, yeah.
Or as part of a plan where you can say like, oh, there is, 8 stun worth here. I have exactly enough AP to put that guy directly into execute range and spend all my AP to give everybody else, the opportunity to do that.
Right.
Purge complete.
The purifiers with the enhanced grenade range and pockets and everything. I think we only have a level 2 stun mine, so a level 3 stun mine I think is 5. And they can throw it, 2 or 3 times, and they can hit multiple targets with it. And then if you also have a flamethrower that has plus stun on it for, 2 to everything it hits in the cone, purifiers can set up groups of packed enemies to just be an execute chain single-handedly.
And
Now,
that
how-
sort of thing is, I'd almost put it like the equivalent of using Quicksilver and the group teleport. You only get to do that once a mission, but it's pretty impactful when you do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good way of thinking about it, yeah. Not always going to be able to set those things up, but, if you get charged by a pack of melees or there's just a bunch of guys next to each other, yeah, just a single purifier can just make them all just execute fodder.
Yeah, like if one of your knights spending their AP to put multiple people into execute range is effectively a stratagem at that point. You are giving everybody, +1 or +2 AP minus the cost that you put to get into it. With one dude, Purifier getting an execute out of his actions is effectively AP neutral. 3 AP to set it up, someone else has to get the execute, and that's 4 AP restored. But if the Purifier can do that to 2, then you're spending your resources to get +4 AP across the board to everyone. And that's right.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Also, did I mention I hate Stream of Corruption?
It's such a basic bitch Nurgle spell. in Total Warhammer, Stream of Corruption is actually not like the most basic Nurgle spell. Or, no, it might actually be the most basic Nurgle spell. But it's just it's a very narrow cone. Like, you can't hit a whole pack of dudes. You can hit 2 ranks of dudes at most. but it also does almost nothing. It's more of an
Yeah, I never felt the value of a lot of magic users in Total Warhammer 3.
It's unfortunate because Total Warhammer 2 magic was extremely OP.
My right is restored, brother.
In 1, it was kind of mixed.
Well, here we go. Armor break with the armor shredding Narcisium. Looking at it like, oh, he can't be stunned. Yeah, armor break. Easy choice. And my apothecary has ruthless precision. That's great. They are late bloomers, but, you know, 5 AP, or not 5 AP, 5 damage by a melee strike is, I mean, slightly above starting average.
Praise the Emperor.
Oh, I'm so just an inch short there.
You've got the AP, you could move forward.
I could, but, yeah, I can just do this.
Vengeance!
I think it's a 4 on 2.
I am
They
here
don't have
to
a chance.
serve.
More thinking, who do you want to get the XP?
For the Emperor!
Yeah, I can't remember if I'm thinking XP or willpower. Although I love the flamethrower launching the dead cultist body. Oh, I'm going for the insult.
Back,
Bonk.
fiend! No match for the Emperor's chosen!
So, we didn't get the refresh because, yeah, I've activated the bloom spawn over here. There's a stupid artillery plant, and then there's the gnarled root tree. So I kind of got to figure out where's 10 tiles to set up just outside of it. End my turn, restart.
I am with you.
Oh yeah, I think I was trying to use his bolter as a range finder. Because the plant can spit 10, and bolters are usually 10, but Santor's bolter is 12, so I can actually be out of range and just kill that plant. Be really tedious chipping it down from long
At your
range with a
service.
bolter, and while it has armor.
I mean, at the
Would
very
be
least,
safe.
just using that to say like, okay, I can shoot at this range, and then 1 square closer, and you're 11.
Yeah, that's I think exactly what I was doing. Oh, Santor's also blinded, so his shots are doing 2 less, so this is just absolutely worthless.
1 damage a shot. Great, yeah.
Noted.
I got distracted by the targeting icons down the hallway.
Firing now.
Always on the lookout for an interactive icon because of the seed pods.
Yes, Commander.
All right.
Your
Now that we're
orders.
actually purchasing a lot of core gear out of the Inquisition, we need lots of seeds to turn into purity seeds.
Oh, during the cutscene before,
Yeah.
mentioning that any other citizen of the Imperium would be executed for doing that.
Yeah.
It's because messing around with demons and demon shit is extremely not permitted.
You have
Right,
been
of course.
judged.
But Inquisitors are like the only people that can get away with it. Because Inquisitors really do have a blank check to do whatever the fuck they want. And only other Inquisitors can stop them.
Alright. Hey, do you remember what happens when you crit a plant?
Death.
The ultimate critical hit.
We slay the darkness. Han,
Hoskins
gonna
just looked extremely pleased with himself there.
as ordered.
I was gonna say, I guess you were saying she's messing around with demon shit back here,
Purge.
and I was thinking, like, isn't it like Eldar, Avatar, Wraithbone, something? But then again, I guess also tuning it with the psychic seeds to
Yeah,
Nurgle's
she is
demons.
specifically tuning it to like Nurgle plague stuff.
Right,
And that's
but-
the sort of thing that it could hilariously hubris backfire on you.
Right. Even though, like, isn't she just effectively making a Nurgle radar?
That's the idea. That's certainly her intent. What she actually accomplishes with that is not necessarily that.
Right.
The universe of 40k is one where they don't permit technological innovations because it turns out that your patterns of circuits can accidentally summon demons. Because you spell out the name of a demon in the silicone wafers, and
We strive.
your gun starts talking and you're crying blood or disease or whatever.
Oh, I love Skippy in Cyberpunk.
Your command.
You may be one of the few people.
Look, he was a lot better than the Bone from Borderlands.
That's true.
Ugh.
That's because, like most things that Gearbox produced, somebody else did it better and they copied it. And did it worse.
But the Bone came before Skippy.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that Gearbox is really shit at copying things.
Alright.
Standing ready. Yes,
Like half the
Commander.
actual good jokes in Duke Nukem Forever were just memes that people had already been making.
Did Gearbox do Duke Nukem?
I must
Weren't they Duke
rearm.
Nukem Forever?
I don't know. Like, that sounds like something you'd ask somebody who has a long-term memory. But also, to what little I do remember, doesn't Duke Nukem Forever get passed around from, like, studio to studio?
Yeah,
Just-
I thought Gearbox was the one that actually like published the thing that we know as Duke Nukem Forever currently.
Oh, I got no idea. This is a weird tangent to get off into in a Chaos Gate LP to shit on Gearbox.
Yeah, I mean, always shit on Gearbox though. Fuck Randy Pitchford.
I don't know, man. I played 1 and 2, and I always liked them. So remember that first Bloom spawn way back when? Which is
The
my
one you were
intention
intending
go
to go to first, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, we have to go back that way. And then I was looking like, I never really used this portion of the map. That's like this back alley back here, and then the ledge. I'm like, I'm gonna go explore some farther part of the map, and then, oop, did you see it? I saw it. Oh my god. I hope I saw this while I was playing. I swear I just saw a seed pod south of Santor.
At once.
I'm gonna be so upset if I left a seed pod out there.
It's the worst thing. You know that nobody looks up, but also nobody looks down.
Just need to scroll the screen down a little bit. I saw the seed pod as Santor was charging the door.
Unleash me.
Oh, go back. I need seeds. So downside to using this long hallway. Long lines of sight means you trigger patrols from incredibly far away.
Well, I mean, 15 tiles more like.
Right, would have been fine, except, now I have Harn way out in front of the other three.
Prepare to engage.
The other weird side effect is that reinforcement portal's right on Harn.
See, back in the old days, you'd be able to just plug that portal with your body.
Yeah. Would have been great. You just walk under it and end your turn on it.
It's actually weird that the portal was placed right next to Harn.
That is outrageously close. Usually you never see them that close.
Position
I
secure,
wonder
command.
They
if they
often-
take like... Oh, I saw it. There was the sword icon. Oh my god, the pod. It's right over there. I wonder if they take the aggregate, like, center value of where your 4 units are and, like, create a point and then just say, it has to be outside of 10 tiles from that point.
I mean, that would be a way of doing it. It would be kind of weird. I would have expected they just pick a point sort of at the edge of your line of sight.
Yeah, that would be a pretty simple one as well.
It'd be a little bit weird if they did that, like, because that seems like it's pretty close to the edge of line of sight of everybody except Harn.
Yeah, right.
You know, flame hazard them.
Yeah. This also works out well for Santor because if they go left into his cone of fire, he has the bolter that does lots of extra damage on Overwatch. God, I'm not going back for that seed pod, am I? Son of a bitch.
Yes.
I felt like Bosk just agreed with you there.
Yeah, right.
Securing position.
This is kind of rude.
Enemy reinforcements.
That is extremely far from the portal.
Yeah. Look at that bullshit.
I mean, you still got 2 out of the 3 Overwatches, but...
I think I got 3 out of 3. Santor fired twice on the same target.
What is your will?
Well, Harn didn't shoot, though.
Oh, yes, you're right. I forgot Harn. Yes, Harn did not shoot.
So this is kind of unfortunate because Harn can't move without triggering the charge.
Correct. It's actually less bad than you might think, because I think it's going to take me a little while live to realize what the easy play here is, but it's teleport the Interceptor, because that breaks suppression, and then hit the bloat drone.
What is your will?
Or is it that simple?
With alacrity. The Emperor
Why does everything have to be so far away from Rao?
I mean, you could be leading with Rao instead.
Yeah, that would have been a good plan. Like, I didn't plan on activating the patrol with Harn. I just need a flamer with slightly more range, okay, Holish? That solves all of my problems.
I feel like you're just going to find other situations where somebody is 2 tiles out of your range.
What is your will?
No, definitely your utility
blade
that you
is
get out of a
ever-
purifier is going to be dependent on whether or not you bother to pick up a... Or were even offered any good flamethrowers.
Right. I
Certainly
mean, this one that starts with the DLC is pretty nice. Inflicting exposed and doing stun.
My gaze.
It is nice, but the biggest problem with purifiers is that you are fundamentally limited to range 5 or 6 or whatever
Right.
that standard.
Yeah.
And that is just too short. You're spending so much AP just getting into range.
Right.
So
You can
any
pick up-
additional tile.
Yeah. You can pick up range on the weapons, as you suggest, but you can also pick up movement range on the power armor, and that can help. So, ready for a fun lesson?
When you destabilize, you are going to move it a certain distance in the direction you punch. Or
Nope.
no.
So I don't want to do that. At least I didn't think I did.
Okay. So that
getting
doesn't
meleeed.
stop shredding blades. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't stop fetid charge or foated charge or whatever this thing is. Yep. So, oops.
Well, I mean, there's 55% chance of crit.
Yeah. Got 2 more swings.
You could launch him and explode him, maybe. Yeah, there. Stable out.
So now, we have no idea where this guy's gonna go.
Whoa, that was not the direction I thought he was gonna.
Yeah. So he's destroyed Rao's cover,
is your will?
but he has entered Rao's range.
they are exposed, and Harn has his full turn. He should be able to finish them both off.
Right. Bask still has a little bit. And I don't want him over there by the Terminator and the plant support artillery or whatever else is out there.
Santor. Harn. Destroy. Justice.
Why am I so angry at the Plague Doctor?
It will be done.
I think that he had 3... Oh, no. There we go. And then now...
Oh, am I not going to get support fire out of Boss?
I am here to serve.
Because he doesn't have line of fire around that little piece of debris.
Well, Bosk may just want to duck back into cover anyways.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out where he can stand with cover and not get shot. Because, yeah, you are unfortunately kind of flanked at this point.
Yeah, Rao's cover exploded, so he's exposed. I'm going to take a bit of damage.
Leave Santor out in the open.
Yes. I thought it was going to be
Because
this
he has
mission,
armor.
but yes. Next mission, Santor is going to be an absolute tank. And it's very funny to me.
Firing now.
Although, really leaving him that close to Rao, I've probably enticed the Terminator to throw a blind grenade at them.
Standing ready.
These things only have range 4, so I just need to find a place to hide from the Terminator, and there's a couple of options. There's over here, which might get me flanked and shot by the Marine. There's back around the wall with Harn. And that doesn't cluster them up, so this seems like the safest place.
This is the sort of edge case where
None
the
may stay
Justicar's
our
ability to deliver their Aegis shield
Yeah, to someone else, yeah.
might actually be useful.
I bring death and decay.
It could have been worse.
Yeah. I'm surprised the Terminator backed up to take that shot rather than getting closer.
Orders.
I feel like that's the AI's like
Your
insistence
command.
on getting into cover no matter what. So it did that
There's-
first, and then
There's cover, like, just northeast of Rao, though, like, by 6 spaces behind that piece of full cover.
Among
sure, but
ever
the AI looked at it and said, "There is what like cover right next to me. I'm just gonna pick that." Like it could have picked, moved forward to do that. I mean, really, Sandra could just trigger.
I think that is the plan.
Why have 6 armor if you're not going to spend some of it?
Yeah. I think the only thought process that really had to occur there was the fact that he would have ammo. I had to reload him first.
wounded. What is
I
your
just realized
will?
it could have been really funny if there was enough AP with Rao. That Chaos Marine is standing 2 tiles away from the edge of the map. That is 2 tackles.
Unleash me.
Bonk, and then other bonk.
Yes.
Not sure he was quite
Unleash
close enough to
me.
make that work, though.
Oh, he is.
I I think you're actually thinking about it.
No, I definitely wasn't thinking about it while I was playing. It never occurred to me. I'm just looking for getting there and flaming
Taking
him.
position.
I think it was counting the Marine's health.
Back, fiend.
Wait, it looked like you were checking the melee attacks.
Taste my fury.
Oh, am I checking his stun? Oh, was I seriously trying to get an execute out of this?
Your orders?
I'm really thinking about it, but no,
My blade
I don't
is
think it's
yours.
gonna happen.
Your command. Target acquired.
I did notice that, yeah, well, Harn was running
Commander.
low on HP. Willpower, I'm sorry. He was at 3 of 7, so feeding him the kill to get him to 4 of 7 is, 2 more casts of either medicine or biomancy. So I may have been trying to set up some silly execute thing or some funny shenanigans on that, but just getting the willpower on the apothecary was simple and easy and safe.
Firing on target.
So these are kind of what look like real low production shots. And as the cursor indicates, I'm not doing it for damage.
You're doing it for stun. This is kind of the developer intended use of the stun system, as it turns out. Taking good shots, you don't really stun enemies or bring them into XP range. You only really get that if you're taking shitty shots. Oh, there's the blind grenade.
Feel the infection.
I've mentioned a bunch of other things, like on the strategic layer, where there's kind of these catch-up mechanics that I think the devs did a very good job of building into their game. And I think you're right that, kind of maybe the intent is stun meter mechanic is kind of an in-battle catch-up meter. So that was the litany of plus crit damage, because this is the last turn where we use stratagems. So, well, everybody has Strength of Spirit and insanely high crit chances. I might as well get some extra damage on them.
Harn.
I unfortunately landed kind of awkwardly.
Your
Rao
orders?
is in base contact with the Terminator, and Santor kind of prevents him from using his flamethrower to good effect.
Yes. What
Well, I
is your
realized,
will?
if it is the last turn, I probably could have posed Santor down once. If Flamethrower does 6 damage, Santor has 6 armor. Could have taken it one time. Counting squares to get around, because I want Harn to take the first melee to start shredding armor. But hey, I used Strength of Spirit. What happens when you crit a plant?
I mean, 70% chance, pretty good chance of death. Yeah. The best kind of armor piercing.
Mercy is death.
And Ruthless Precision, so I got that AP back. All these crits. Man, if I had really prepared and put like Iron Arm Biomancy on somebody, probably could have set up some chains here. Actually, god damn it. I didn't think about it. I don't know why, but every time.
You've
Not
got the
next
brain
video,
mine.
but every
You've
time.
got the brain
Yep,
mine. It's
yep,
right there.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna have to start remembering. From 36 on, every time I see somebody with 4 stun meter left, I'm gonna have to be screaming internally, brain mine, brain mine.
And then if you
you're
get the tier 3, it becomes 5 stun a meter.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot the Crozium Force Strike just adds Purge. Doesn't actually add damage. Which is actually could be a very useful thing depending on, how heavily mutated you have to fight things. Sometimes
it's
those mutations
situational.
suck. Yeah, it's very situational. But it's nice because there's not a whole lot of sources of Purge.
I am his will.
The surgical use of the flamethrower.
Yeah. It's like roasting a marshmallow. You gotta get it
I am the wrath of
real close,
Cyphos.
but not in the fire.
I watched your Outer Wilds. don't give me that.
Hey.
Two things I won't trust you to do: roast marshmallows and park.
Wow. Okay.
What is your will?
Look, have you played Outer Wilds?
I haven't actually played Outer Wilds.
Well, then you don't know how difficult it is roasting those marshmallows for you.
No, didn't defend the parking, just the marshmallows.
No, I mean I can't. Look at my LP. You could see, you could watch the part. But the marshmallows are finicky, okay?
I mean, just like real life marshmallow. It's
My
difficult.
blade is yours.
No. I had a lot of practice when I was a kid roasting marshmallows.
Aye, sir.
I realized I was about to run out of AP and everybody was gonna get like gassed by the tree. So, do you think we can do 30 damage and 3 AP with Bosk?
Fall.
I mean, I would have said no. For AP,
Threat is in
yes.
purge. Return your squad, and I shall attend to the remainder below.
Ruthless precision, real good.
It was really good.
I never went back for that seed pod. God damn it.
I mean, just some yellow seeds.
Yellow are good ones though. Those are armor. So here's a big deal for Santor. This is a bolter that comes with precision targeting.
It is. It's got range upgrades. It's got bonus crit on Cybolt.
In theory,
Ooh, knockback
gives you-
halberd.
oh yeah, knockback halberd is hilarious and good.
Move speed armor.
With immunity to hazards, also good. Extra magazine's good. I don't have enough requisition, so absolutely, I want the Apostate's Woe. This is the best bolter, in my opinion, for a chaplain. You put this on him, you give him Blessed Greaves, you give him a Focus Crystal, or maybe the Damage Helmet, and you run Intonment of Guidance, and he just, I think the math comes out to he just runs around with an 85, maybe 90% crit chance with precision targeting. The bolter only does 4 damage, but who cares if you're able to do precision targeting without spending like resources or cooldowns or
You just get
willpower?
free precision targeting, and you can get a little bit of extra crit damage out of it if you do end up
Put the
with-
helmet on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next several levels, we're gonna go get Rosarius in the bottom right to get 2 more armor, and then the litany upgrade that's necessary to get there. But then the next 2 levels for Santor are going to be huge because it's going to give him Intonment of Guidance, and it's going to give him Mental Focus, and suddenly he's just going to walk around, basically being a short-range Vindicator. He's going to be an absolute tank with armor,
Not
and then
even
he's
that
just going
short
to.
range. It's 12 range bolter.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's sure. I mean, the Vindicator is 18 at this point, I think. So yeah,
Still.
yeah. He gets to just walk around and just pop Marines' arms off, or cultists' ranged weapons off, or anything like the fetid bloat drone. Just whoops, destabilize, get out of here, just from across the map. So here is Rao getting grenade pockets in range. So 2 extra ammo and an extra area. So now he has 3 stun mines that can affect multiple targets. And so I really need the little voice in the back of my head going, "For stun! For stun! Throw the grenade!" Yeah. That also means that there's, like, anything remotely tightly packed and low on stun, and by now low means, like, 6?
8 stun.
Oh, or 8, yeah. Rao can walk up, flame them, and then throw a grenade at them, and you might have 2 or 3 things ready to be executed. Yeah. I don't entirely know what I'm doing with Harn, because I've branched each of my apothecaries in other directions, but since he's going in there... Yeah, but since he's been going in there with that armor-breaking Narcesium, I'm probably just going to get that +3 damage crit, which is huge. It's kind of unfortunate it's on Apothecary rather than, like, Interceptor, Justicar, or Paladin or something. And then also get Seed Snatch. And I think the deciding factor of that... Actually, wait, no. Harn's not my Apothecarian Skull one.
No, he's...
Well,
that's your Biomancy one.
Yeah. That's Caligula is that one. I forgot what the third Apothecary's name is, yeah. Here I am upgrading Apostate's Woe because it is great. Rub the seeds on it.
I like how you had 2 different crit upgrades that took 2 different colors of seeds. I guess technically the top upgrade was this Cybolt upgrade.
Yeah, so that's blue.
Yeah.
And crit chance is yellow. Yeah. So by itself, if you Cybolt, it's about 65% chance. You throw some Blessed Greaves on that, and I think you have 100%. And just as is, he's at 50. So a Cybolt guarantees a crit with precision targeting. We start running Intonement of Guidance when it's fully powered up. Yeah, we're running at 85% crit chance without spending anything. I mean, that does mean I have to be running a Litany, which is going to drain a willpower every turn, so I need to find a Crisarium that negates the upkeep cost of Litanies. But I basically have everything I want for my Chaplain now. I just need to level them up.
2 more levels for the Intonement of Guidance and Mental Focus.
Yep.
Because that's the other thing. Getting an AP back on a crit means you are probably running most turns with 4 AP. Which,
yeah.
You know, as we've seen with Interceptors, is really good.
Yeah. I don't remember where Enduring Reflexes is on the Chaplain tree. I don't think it's going to be available to me, which is unfortunate, because we could just turn that into 5 AP a turn on crit refunds. But with the precision targeting, I'm sold. It's good enough. I won't worry about that. So thank you all for watching a very canonical episode. I will likely be posting the non-canonical episode after this. Then we'll be on our way to the other side of that warp storm to get that second mission in. And then, barring any unforeseen consequences, we will be going to our first actual boss fight. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.